So here we go. Bring out a nice towel or an old one, doesn't matter. And we're gonna put some more parchment paper down. This is very important. Crimp the edges just so it'll lay flat for you. That's not a big deal if it doesn't, but you certainly want it to lay flat. Take some powdered sugar, also called 10X sugar, and just cover the entire piece of parchment paper really well. So this is cooked all the way through. You know it's done is when you touch it, your fingers don't make any prints anymore. It's gonna take about 12 minutes in the oven, and we're gonna put it directly on top of our parchment paper with our powdered sugar. The powdered sugar is gonna help everything come off clean when we're done. So it's kind of like an insurance policy. You can see that this is still warm. You see the little bit of heat coming off of it. So we want it close to the edge of the parchment paper as we can get it. This is really important on the rolling process and the presentation part. That's why we're doing this part. We're gonna bring it all the way up to the edge of our towel, and we're gonna start rolling. Now, the tighter you get this first part, the more defined the middle part is gonna be. And that is up to you, but you'll notice that I'm starting really tight, and that's the way I'd suggest you do it. And you want to roll it together. I mean, that might make sense, but try to apply the pressure evenly on both ends and not just in the middle, or you're going to end up with an oblong shape holiday log or roulade. So we're going to let this hang out for just the amount of time it takes for us to pull this together. So it's going to be fairly quick. Now, you want your cream cheese to be room temperature. When you start it out, just put it on the counter. If not, you can put in some warm water and let it hang out. We got our powdered sugar in there. And then we're gonna put in heavy cream here. If you need a little more, a little less, that's up to you. So this is straight out of the freezer. That's the tip to cutting the crystallized ginger. Otherwise, it's just gummy. Doesn't really want to cut. So it's freezing cold. It doesn't freeze over and turn into blocks of ice because of the sugar. Because of the sugar, it won't freeze. So that's pretty important. Crystallized ginger is really cool, guys. You might want to buy a little extra because you're gonna want to nibble on it. Take a little taste. Does it need a pinch of salt? Does it need a little bit more? Anything. You could add anything. You could add a little bit of cinnamon even there if you want to take the flavor profile up a little bit. And we're going to unroll it. That has only been sitting there as long as it took to make the cream cheese filling. Real important. So this is still warm to the touch. We don't let it come all the way down to room temperature. We're going to start getting cracks if we do that. And I promise you, a lot of people tell you to do that, and that might be why you've gotten some cracks in the past. So we're working with it while it's still warm. Still pliable is a way of looking at how the warm element helps. If it sets up, it's kind of getting stiff, right? When it cools on. So the pressure, I'm using my thumb and the whole length of my hand, kind of like a border, to help make sure it rolls nice and even. Okay, let's take a little cut. This is a presentation cut. This is also the chef's treat, which is awesome. This is where you get to taste your goods, and then your end product looks beautiful. I like using a serrated knife like that. It just helps cut through nice and clean. You could use any knife you like, but you'll see we have a very consistent, beautiful deal. So plating, anything you guys can imagine. Here's the tip I have for you. Go with a dark plate, something dark, not white. You could do white, but dark is going to create the textural contrast, and it's going to make the color look beautiful. And we sprinkle a little bit of powdered sugar on top. Let it snow. Just put a bunch on there. It's one of those times where it's really fun to go overboard, if you will, on that. And we have a delicious bite here. It's sweet, obviously, not too sweet. It has all the flavors of the holidays, and that crystallized ginger is going to have your friends going, wow. Please subscribe, hit the like button. We'd love to have you guys hang around. Our social media links will be below. Here's some other links back to other good stuff on our website. And the right is a link directly back to our website where you can search anything in the search box. And you guys have the best. Take care.